Once upon a time, there was a prince who wanted to marry a real princess. He traveled the world searching for one, but each time something felt off. So he came home, disappointed and alone. Then one stormy night, there was a knock at the castle gate. A young woman stood there, soaked from the rain, shivering and claiming to be a princess. The queen decided to test her. She placed a single pea at the bottom of the bed, then piled 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds on top. In the morning, the young woman said, "Oh, terribly! I hardly slept. Something hard was in the bed, and I'm black and blue all over." The queen smiled. Now they knew. She was a real princess. Only someone truly delicate could feel something so small. To most, it's just a whimsical fairy tale. But as a physician who treats people with fibromyalgia, chronic pain, ADHD, and autism, I hear something completely different. This isn't a story about royalty, it's a story about sensitivity. And it may be one of the earliest tales describing what we now recognize as neurodivergent and nociplastic pain. Nociplastic pain happens when the brain and nervous system amplify signals, turning normal sensations into painful experiences. There's no injury or inflammation. The nervous system itself is just stuck on high alert. People with nociplastic pain often tell me, "My soft clothes feel scratchy. My tests are normal, but I still hurt. Light touch keeps me awake." Sound familiar? Now picture our princess, a tiny pea buried under 20 mattresses. For most, it's nothing, but for someone with a hypersensitive nervous system, it's a restless, sleepless night. The same struggle faced by millions living with fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome, dysautonomia, POTS, and other related chronic nociplastic pain syndromes. Let's take it a step further. Many autistic individuals experience sensory processing differences. The world literally feels stronger, more intense. They might say tags feel like sandpaper. Bed sheets that aren't just right make me restless. Textures or lights can be overwhelming. This sounds a lot like our princess, doesn't it? She didn't just notice the pea, she felt it deeply. It wasn't imagination, it was her body's heightened awareness. Many autistic and neurodivergent people also live with chronic pain and sleep disturbances. Their brains are wired for deeper perception, and while that can be exhausting, it also reflects an incredible sensitivity to detail. Now imagine being that princess, cold, overstimulated, anxious, lying in an unfamiliar bed. Her legs start to twitch. She can't stay still. She feels bruised and exhausted by morning. That description could easily match restless sleep and periodic limb movement disorder, which is more common in people with fibromyalgia. When you put it all together, the sensitivity, the sleeplessness, the overactive body, it's not a fairy tale anymore. It's a remarkably accurate picture of an amplified nervous system. So what are some lessons for today? In Anderson's story, the queen believed the princess. She validates her perception. She doesn't say it's all in your head. She says, "This proves you're special." Imagine if our healthcare system and clinicians did that more often. If we recognize sensitivity not as weakness, but a meaningful signal of how someone's central nervous system experiences the world. When patients tell me, "This hurts, I can't sleep, everything feels too intense," my response is, "I believe you. Let's understand why." The princess didn't need royal blood to be extraordinary. Her gift was in perception, and that's something many neurodivergent and chronic pain patients share. So maybe the princess and the pea was never just about manners or royalty. Maybe it was an early lesson in compassion, a reminder that some people feel the world more deeply, and that their truth is just as real. Sometimes the most misunderstood people have the most finely tuned nervous systems. Let's start honoring that with curiosity, empathy, and science. If this story resonated with you, subscribe and share this video, and check out the Conquering Your Fibromyalgia podcast for more stories that bridge literature, neuroscience, and the lived human experience. because sometimes even a tiny pea can teach us everything we need to know.